fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
What we gonna eat no money, what we at you, eat no at you. Go be money, miss away in the yellow correct you. Use the youth, the money, waste for most of man statue. Say me like a catch you, but bigger than a figure you. Take this print of money, God and say that is not you. One day the man above end up, him a got up. Too much eating at the kitchen, some a fiber like a patu. When singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me.
300% free.
It burn me.
Garbage pile up the day.
It burn me.
Give the teacher them raise.
It burn me.
I see corruption face.
It burn me.
Mash down the people them house.
It burn me.
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me.
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me.
And them a sell out the beach.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
For me say big up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The urgent the promises, none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth, the rap and they down in our river. Member bowl honey and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell, go mash up people start like thief when them sell.
It burn me.
Or they treat the market man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the cat man.
It burn me.
Or they treat the peanut man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the dirt man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the son man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat policeman.
It burn me.
Or them a treat soldier man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat everyone.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't.
Stevie dim day. We in Global TV says certain kind of friend we no cape. And some informer friend we love Lake. We in Global. Bona fake friend and bona tape. We in Global. We not promote them. We not support them. Look at them on the cheek come here represent for. We in Global TV. Check it.
Good evening and welcome. It is Friday evening, a day before the call to action protest in Washington. Good evening and welcome. Thank you all for joining us. Good evening to my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers and subscribers, commenters, dead live commenters. Good evening and welcome. Thank you all for joining us. I'm going to respond to two of my after commenters this evening. I'm not going to attack anyone. I will just respond in kind. Sunshine, Elaine Turner, Jeanette Riley, Real Sweet, Beat and Teach, Annie Jones, Pamela McNeil, Patricia Matthews, Debbie Jervis must tired and asleep. Pamela McNeil, how are you? How are you? Hero Battle, Beverly Clark, Miranda Rada, good evening, Sheena Kelly, Paula Shelley, Larissa Beckford, Michelle Lewis Wilson, God's gift, Norman Ferguson, good evening, Christine Gilbert, Janet Mundy, Matthew Lewis, Marie Messenger TV, R.N. Watson Darkins, Sharon Bernard, Carlin Richards, Sonia Johnson, The Easy Jerk World. Only 33 of you like the live so far. Can you hit the like button, please, while I go through my roll call? Good evening, all, and welcome, bros. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I hope I have called everyone's name. I hope I haven't missed anyone. Thank you all for joining us this evening. Honodo, a Friday evening. Don't forget, tomorrow we'll be broadcasting. Debbie Jervis, you've arrived. Wagwan. What is the time difference between Washington and London? Is it 5 or 6 hours? Because I know say anything to do with number me does. Carla Williams, how are you? Yvonne Johnson. What's the time difference between New York and London? If it's 6 hours, then I think I ought to set my broadcast for UK 2 p.m., I would think. Carla Williams, Sandro Watkins Bailey. Good evening, all, and welcome. Good evening. I'm not going to say the name of my commenters, but the first commenter is asking me to comment, and the mad woman, Jamaican Foodie, how are you? Lady Belligerent, Fool Like Dot, who are we talking about? Karen Cross. Commenter, if you are listening, I have had my personal rock with the demons because it has told me I'm not entitled to speak about Jamaican politicians because I'm not a registered party member, Sonia Johnson, nor, thank you, Sonia, nor am I, nor do I have a vote in Jamaica, and I'm rude and this and that. So there are dry bones in the wilderness that ought to be left in the wilderness. And the mad woman, the junkie, she's one of them. So pay it no mind. She's been paid by Lisa Hanna and Andrew Holness to bring down Mark Golden. It will not work. They've been at it for 3 years. It will just not work. Alison Hamilton, rejoice in him always. How are you? So that will not work. So don't take any note of her. Now, a commenter responded to me this morning after my show regarding what I said about Queen Ifrica. I will read it out to you, then I will ask some question and give my understanding based on the incident that the viewer referred to. Because it seems as if a lot of people from Partner Draw are of that view. I am not attacking Partner Draw. I am dealing with the issue raised by audience. It says, Wayne, you are biased. And I'm not saying this because of what went down between you and Andre. I'm quite surprised that after you allowed Ifrica to disrespect Andre and his show, and there were opportunities where you could have cut or end the live, but you seem to have craved every minute of it. I'm in awe to the fact that you is particular now arguing and now implying that she has mental issues. On the night when Queen Ifrica came to Partner Draw for the interview, to date, I cannot find the disrespect where Andre or any of his audience is talking about that Queen Ifrica disrespected him. I'm not aware. And can someone help me? if it was the reference to Andre's sexuality or Andre's selling out, if that was the disrespect, help me to understand, Violet Watson. And under no circumstances, an invited guest to the show, I'm going to cut them off for their views. No, I am not that anti-democratic. Andre and Queen Ifrica goes further back than the show. I don't know if they're friends, but I know they're well acquainted with each other. I know they're acquainted with each other. Even the day when Ifrica was coming to the show, I didn't speak to Ifrica. Andre was the one who spoke to her. I have never spoken to Queen Ifrica in my life. I don't know her. Why on earth am I going to attack Queen Ifrica, even if she and Andre have a dispute? Why would I attack her? Ask Andre this. When Shauna Chin, that got to do with the Jamaican Diaspora Council that was unregistered, came to the show, Pamela Akolo and Donnet Harriet. By then, I've left Partner Draw, but a lot of people didn't know then Joan Brown. The interview with him and Shauna Chin, if I didn't cut Darrell Vaz's interview off, why am I going to cut Queen Ifrica off? In the interview with Shauna Chin, that broadcast was conducted by Andre and the junior producer. The junior producer on Andre, I would have suspected Andre give him the all clear to cut Sheena Chin abruptly. The next morning I reached out to Andre. I said, you shouldn't have done that. She would be thinking I'm the one who did that to her. So you shouldn't have done that. You should find a way to wind the interview down. I'm not going to cut off any guests. Colin James, good evening. So for you to be saying I am biased, I allowed Queen Ifrica to disrespect Andre on his show. I am not the one who was conducting the interview. Andre was. Rather than getting upset and annoyed, he should have asked Queen Ifrica a counter question. Now, the day following the interview, Andre called me because he was so angry after the show he didn't speak to me. The next day he called me. He said, what do you think about the interview? I said she made some good points, but in the end, she buried her entire argument. Hey, Andre went berserk. What kind of good point? What kind of good point? Why didn't you go there and done her? And I said to her, done her for what? What did she do for me to go there and attack her? I don't know her. Me and her don't have anything. That's where Andre start hate me and plot against me. Some of you are from over Partner Draw are still carrying that narrative. I can't help. I don't know what Queen Ifrica did that I should went on an attack about. I don't saw what she did that whether she talk about Andre mental health or sexuality, those are things that Andre speak about in public every day. So for me to go and attack Queen Ifrica on those things, I couldn't have. I would never done that to any guest. It is the interviewer's duty to control the interview. If the interview gets out of the interviewer control, it is the interviewer that must wind the interview down. That's how broadcasting works. I can't just cut a broadcast in the middle of it. That's not how it works. British R, wagwan, bro. So please, someone to get a grip on yourself with the Andre issue. There's a lot that you don't know and you don't aware of. Just get on yourself to grips. I want to stop baby up, Andre. Please, stop it. If you can't manage yourself, don't take on interviews. So I just want to clear up that for those who think I have a duty to attack Queen Ifrica. What Andre and Queen Ifrica has nothing to do with me. When I speak on Queen Ifrica, I'm speaking on Queen Ifrica as a celebrity, an icon, somebody who I idolize. I'm not speaking on her because she's a vlogger. I really don't deal with vloggers. I'm above that. All right? So, just to help you if you don't understand, Andre Ifrica has nothing to do with me. I didn't see where Queen Ifrica disrespected him. I don't know. Maybe I missed it. I didn't see it. And if there was something that I missed, those of you who recognize it can tell me. But I honestly don't know what this hatred taken me over the Queen Ifrica interview for. I really don't. With regards to the Canada issue, I spoke about this morning. Seaside Chef Cuisine, how are you? Somebody asked me for more information. Now, if you type in what you see on screen here, work opportunity in Canada for Jamaicans. And this new release from the Canadian government is mainly targeted at women because it spoke about racialized women who are working in the care industry, whether it be caring for elders or for babies. As well as if you go to this, when you go to that website, you can also go to this website above, Make Home Canada. So screenshot those. Make Home Canada will give you all the instruction you need for there. The Ministry of Pernell Charles Jr. Ministry named Ministry of Labor and Social Security, you can also apply through them. The criteria is that you have a secondary high school qualification. I think in this new release, what the Canadian government has done is lower the education threshold for those on that program. So the requirement is that you are high school, secondary graduate, educated and certified. So please do take note of the website on the screen, as well as check out the website Make Home Canada. All the information are there for you. I am also advised if one comes up on the program, it's better to live outside of like Toronto and Ontario, where it's more expensive for you on that program. So please do check out the work opportunity in Canada for Jamaicans. I think you're also aware that there is the farm work program for men a lot in the Ministry of Labor as well. There's a farm work program. It is also a good time, I am told, for those who want to go and study in Canada. It's a much easier time for students where they're getting their paperwork much easier than ever. So, Pauline Dixon, how are you? So if it's something that you're interested in trying to get on that program, As well as I'm also advised, it doesn't have to be like a care organization that is taking you on onto that program. Even an individual family member, say they have a baby or they have an elder family member like their mom or their dad, they can also take up a family member and that program, and they would still receive their permanent residency on arrival. So if you are interested in the migrant care work program for Canada, please do check out the website Make Home Canada, as well as opportunities in Canada for Jamaicans. So that's it there. Work opportunity in Canada for Jamaicans. So please take note of that information. Those of you who may want to inquire through the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, you can also do that. You can go to the website. But the Make Home Canada, I understand, is an agency in Jamaica that will provide you the paperwork and others that will help you with the processing. So do check that out. The Jerkwell are saying they need teacher and nurses too. So there are many opportunities coming up in Canada. So keep your eye out. Keep your eye out for whatever opportunity comes along. You might never know you're given an opportunity to turn your life around. So look out for that. Where do we go next? Momasa. I listened to Lady Saw today about half an hour of it. She said a lot. The bit that she went into with her family members, I'm not going to get into that because we know there's always riffles and squabbles in family. There's always ripples and squabbles in family. So I'm not going to get too much into the family side of it. But the sister regarding the dog bite situation, Claudette Robinson, she and Lady Saw seem to be at full-blown war, which has seemed to led to this public breakdown of Lady Saw. The family dynamics of it, I understand. I'm going to leave it. The God side of it, though, Lady Saw, I cannot. Because everybody knows it. Me and Minister Marian Hall don't take tea. Jem Ashley, how are you? But on the other hand, if you know me, you know, say I love Momasa to death. Momasa is who I know, and Momasa is who I love. But I'm forced to ask Momasa some question. I saw your faith week, baby girl. Talk truth. I saw your faith week. Martha Couponing Foundation. I saw your faith week. That little trial and tribulation. You just broke down, pop down, and throat someone ready to come back, just get back into the game. So you have proved me right. I've always said, so follow Lady Star. I lie, Lady Star, I'm a Christian. And sometimes people attack me for it. But there was nothing that said you were a Christian, Lady Star. Trust me. But to see how you have fallen by the wayside because of temptation there. Did you ever preach of Job in any of your sermon? Sharon Powell. Have you preached of Job in any of your sermon there? And where is the fate of Job? Where is the fate of Job that minister should be clutching to? Was it that easy for you to throw your audience under the bus, minister? But it goes further than that. It is not just a temptation if one listens to you, minister. There's a lot of things going on together. You're not making enough money. I know, me say so. It's from what you said in the video. You're not make enough money. When you preach, you not get enough money. The rest of Christian flock, them not take you in as one of them. So there's a lot of things battling together while minister is saying, plus the dog bite and the expense with the dog bite and the family breakdown because of the money over the dog bite, ladies saw. Yvonne Johnson. You mean to say I saw your faith weak, darling? Look here. You have whole heap. Me couldn't dream for how you have when you're broke. Marcia Esther. I lost my job and partner draw in October. By December, I've lost my job in the UK. Here, what you see me there, ladies, sir, is my job. Just like when you did the on social media in a church, it is your job. We couldn't go throw the people them under the bus for one little trial and tribulation, ladies, sir. No, I'm not drugging her, Master Esther. I'm just asking her some question. Because when you see a minister who was professing God and the way she was at it, and to be suddenly tell you because the public or my family provoked me, I'm dropping God and I'm coming out there to respond. What happened to prayer there? What happened to prayer? Has the Bible page glued up on you? I'm of the view Lady Saw is also becoming depressed because of all of the finangles around her. Why am I saying that? In that about half an hour video she put out, she went back into a lot of her childhood pain. That is a sign of depression, post-traumatic stress. My advice to you, Mama, as somebody who love and respect ladies, get yourself help. Don't break away and become like Vegas and Queen Ifrica in a public. It don't look good. You don't have money, you should have people around you advise on you. Get help. I think what you are feeling now, I understand how depression can make you feel hopeless and want to let go and give up everything. Darling, I totally understand that. But what about the stronger self or the inner self inside? What about the God that you should cling on to? What about the God that you should pray to? What do you find solace in there? That they are going to drop everything and just come out to come answer the world? It don't sound real, baby girl. You know how much money you would have make if you still there skin out and broke out where we love you for? Me can't come back to the stage, ladies, sir. Find you gone, we're boring. Me case with your UK tour, me want 2 tickets. Me want 1 for London and me want 1 for Birmingham. From your gone, the stage dead, mama. From your gone, the stage dead. Me case and come back for your place. You now come enchant with Batty and Titty and dancing and them something that you are lyrical. You are funny. You're a performer. You can hold your own. You come from the Ninja Man and Professor Nuts them school where you can just go up on stage and make it up as you go along. Me case and come, mama. You know how long me boring? A long time me boring, mama. Me case and come. They are root for you. Me they are root for you. This old hypocrite Marian Hall. Me don't know where she come in your life and cause so much misery over how much here. All what it happened to Marian, you know. Me don't remember the name of the young lady, you know. But the young lady crash and dead. And Marian feels scared and guilty or something. And Marian just drop it and said, no, sir. Me want to go heaven when me dead. Me want to go heaven when me dead. Me want to go drink milk and honey and have diabetic and diarrhea when me go heaven. Because that them are going to black people are heaven. You know. Only we have diabetic and only we have lactose intolerant. Them are going to milk and honey and heaven for drink. If you can't come here, darling, if you know people out there boring, the stage boring from your gone. You know, since from your gone, all of the women them out here just walk kind of look war and all of that. Come back for the stage. It's yours and you own it. We miss you and we welcome you back. We know Marian was a fake. We know Marian couldn't keep it out. Welcome back, Mama Sir. And that me have to say about you tonight. But you do God bad in a public door. You do God bad in a public. You never even grown corner. You're coming like the labor, right? Them ladies are not drag me, I drag you. But you're coming like the ladies, you're coming like the labor, right? Them will chastise Vegas in a public. You could have taken time to tell God round the corner. You could have just make we all see you appear upon Sting. Or I wish one of them have come up. A Sting or some fest have come up in a summer. Tonight, Gray, how are you? But me love ladies, sir. I couldn't stand one bit of Marian Hall. I know Marian Hall was a fake. I know Marian Hall was a deceiver. I know Marian Hall was an actor. Lady Star is a real person. So, no, I thought, you see, Elaine Turner, it's not talking out of both sides of your mouth, but two things can be right at the same time, or you can have adverse opinion at the same time. There's a difference to Lady Star and Marian Hall, and the truth must be said. Thatcher, good evening. So, that me want to say, Mama, don't feel shame about returning back to the stage. You have big support out here. Big support. Bigger than in the church. You don't worry about them in a church when I pay you no attention. You make your come on stage here. Monica Wills, how you do? Oh, Jesus, this year one she said, despite ongoing criticism from elements in the diaspora, elements, all sorts of descriptive words they would use. Elements, they call it. Michelle Johnson. Should I read further? Element not enough to stop at. Along the Terrelong State Minister and the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade says, organizers are well prepared and the government is pleased with the number of people who have already registered for the upcoming 10th annual Jamaican Diaspora Conference. The conference is set to open on Sunday and will run until the 20th of June in St. James, Montego Bay. Under the theme United for Jamaica's Transformation, fostering peace, productivity, and youth empowerment. Should I start upside down? I notice this government and his operatives will never use the word crime. How can you foster peace in such a crime-prone environment? How can you foster peace in an environment where people are very fearful of crime, even if they're not affected by crime? I noticed since last November, the government is trying to eradicate the word crime. Because you remember the government told us murder was down, but violent crime was up. And then the word crime, Natalia Freeman, went out the window. And it's ever a talk about peace. How do we get to peace in such an environment? Bothers me. But we could go back to the top to the first sentence. Elements in the diaspora. Elements. You mean the element that killed Jermaine Jr., that we're still yet to identify who or what that element is? You mean the element that after stabbing Jermaine Jr. 22 times, turned around and shot him along the Terrell? And that element you talk about? Because you think you can come out here come disrespect people. You think you can come out here come talk down to people. You think you can come out here come belittle people. Like really, my youth? You were Bruce Golden said not in a fame cabinet, but you're reaching off for Andrew. You who killed a man in a jealous rage over the Prime Minister's lawyer. You are going to come this diasporans. You were just one right around the diaspora the other day, telling lies about your God. The only God me know is when Patrick Bailey they on top of you. The only God you serve, little boy, is when Patrick Bailey they on top of you. So don't come out here, come talk like we're not like a faggot size. The kind of things that you have government position and ministerial position, you can come out here and talk to and brand with stronger together, or talk down to it and think that you are somebody. When you are a murderer, you are a thief, you are a rapist, you are a pedophile, you are an open batman, and you want to come talk to it like you are somebody, like you have integrity, you don't have any dignity. I wonder why God never make night with eye. Why God never make night with eye? Your joke. A mama will say. Mama will say. Well, I'm Kevin Davis. A mama will say about ya. Anything for mama will back mama with just not in a nothing with Marianne Hall. But mama all the way. Some little pervert can't come out here come style with. Because you can only speak in a crowd where alone if you tell lie. You would never dare to come in a crowd where the truth would be told. Special how you do. So when murderer like you, Orlando Terrell, with blood on your hands, stab a man 22 times and then turn around, shot him, and you come out here this way as elements. Like seriously? A murderer? It's only in Jamaica you can get position, you know. It's only Jamaican murderers like Uno can kill people, get away with it, and still get government position. Is the hold and still whisk around the world, thieving with money and tell lie, using the Jamaican diaspora council to swindle money to the Jamaican government, and because they don't get caught out, they don't want to come this people. The same way, the labor right Matt Trash, Audrey Marks, where Bruce Golden better for ambassadorship. Holness better for ambassadorship. After she go to the public, go lace Vegas to the Gleaner. The international prostitute want to turn round to come walk back and use the same information for lace call to action group. How you so dunce fool? We have been noticing it more and more every day that Audrey Marks, your back, on your back isn't enough to do the job. We need people with qualified competences, Audrey Marks, to do the job. Not somebody who walk on bed institution people to get a doctoral honorary for herself and walk on bed people to do the same thing for Andrew Holness. My girl, you can't bruise up your back for other people, so. You can't bruise up your back for other people, so. So you see, when you tell a lie, and you cast on a narrative and you mix up, don't draw. We Jamaicans, we stand up for the country in our mess. Because our job is to stand up for Jamaica. It's not to pull down Jamaica like Uno. And while I'm at it, please help me to understand the brand Jamaica we not talk about. If it including the 1.7 trillion, if it include Tri-Bridge, if it include with water, where Matthew Samuda divert to people where make hotel and Westmoreland, people can get water for drink. If it include the salt water, we're coming a people pipe in a Portland and in a Westmoreland. What is brand Jamaica? Can one walk and stuff this thing down with short and not one on can explain to us what brand Jamaica mean and who are the representative of brand Jamaica. We don't go use it like because of the word Jamaica, people should have reverence to it. Have reverence to what? Have reverence to something what we walk and sell out and give out every day to everybody except Jamaicans? Like seriously? Karen Nemard, how are you? But to the Jamaicans, them will waste their money from foreign. A come for private investors try to swindle them and get into them pocket. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. May the government hold you down and rob you. Because you don't seem to understand. So all they're doing in this thing is promoting private investors. But let me go to the thieving, leeching before me come to them two there. Thieving, leeching. 1 minute you sell, the other minute you ask people, you tell people say it is a good time to invest in the NCB group. Isn't that confusing? Because from last year, it's from last year, isn't it? 2022. Or from 2022. Probably from 2022. Leachin been selling out a lot of assets. See him even sell more asset to Cornerstone. Wasn't it a couple months ago that Leachin was telling you all it is the best time for new opportunities to invest with the NCB group? When you don't remember, I spoke about it on here. I spoke about it on here. How Leachin a sellout so much asset and is still asking you to come and invest. Is it that Leachin is going broke and your investment that would allow him to gamble or buy hedge fund and rake in big money on it? Is Leachin luring you in order to use your money to buy hedge fund to prop up his empire? Because you cannot sell today and you tell people tomorrow to come invest. Althea Johnson. I don't know, so the financial area is not my strong area, but it is rather strange that while a tycoon is selling out, I think it's from late 2022, from the yacht, the St. Lucia. Yeah, man, it was 2022 because we've been covering the story from I was at Partner Draw. So it's from 2022. Leachin been selling out. We were having rain here as well. The weather wasn't glorious today, Elaine Turner, and we're having rain here right now as well. So the weather not good up in the north of the Atlantic at all, whichever side of the water. So people, please, don't be conned by Leachin. Please don't be conned by Leachin. When you say up in your eye, a phone of money I grow foot and wing and I walk and I fly out of NCB without any accountability. Lachlan, how you do? Look at the settlement with the former NCB CEO and CFO. They were paid less than they owe. That means the company not doing well. And that same Leachin Lachlan is asking Jamaicans and Jamaicans in the diaspora that this is the best time. It's just a couple months ago he said it. Well, the wind is not bad here this evening. It's just a couple months ago he said it. Given that from 2022, Leachin has sold a lot of assets. How does, and as Lachlan said, he had to pay out his chief executive officer and his chief financial officer, Vian Holness, Janet Mundy. Yeah, London, we live to Janet. It's raining outside right now, yes. So I don't understand how, but then again, you see today know so we done some fool and we don't listen well and we don't think deep. Then we tell we something today and still come tell we another lie tomorrow. And because to the lie sounds sweeter, it rub out the lie where them tell you yesterday. When you feel open on your ears and follow them step by step. When they come, Kachia Staller, how are you? When them come and tell you how beautiful things is going for their company, ask yourself the question, if them company are so beautiful, why them a walk and tell you? Don't be deceived by these people, my people. And that them there for do. to continue keep you in a poor state, to continue to use your money to gamble, to continue to use your money to buy hedge funds and bonds and become multi-billionaire off of your money. And God help, God help the little interest where they ain't going. God help the little interest wanna get after them take on investment money and them go gamble it on the stock market, or them go buy bonds and hedge fund with it, or them go in a property portfolio investment with it sometime in other countries, or them go buy skyscrapers with your money and rent out the skyscraper as office block and residential live. Sometimes I don't know what these people are doing with their money. But because they have created a criminal network called the banking system, because they have created a criminal network called the banking system, what they think to say, only them can own and control your money. Them not ask you, them not care about how much you can come there. But when you forget it back, you have to tell them where you want it to do. I've said it here before, and I'm going to tell you again. Start by, for those of you who have money, start spend out on the money. Not to waste it. Put your money in properties. Invest in gold, diamond, silver, tin, copper. Any of them something there one can find to invest in, where your money becomes solid rather than a piece of thin air blowing paper. You must start transferring your money into assets. Otherwise, you're going to lose it. Mark my word. Jawan D, how are you? Start transferring your money into assets. Especially those of you who've got over 80,000, whether be pounds or dollars, in whichever country you're in. There's a government threshold or whatever it is, where if the banks in England are collapsed, no matter how much money you have in the bank, you're only guaranteed to get back 80,000 pounds. Start putting your money into assets. Your money in the bank, you are going to lose it. The closer we move towards a digital society, the higher the risk become. Donovan Elliott, how you do? The higher the risk becomes, the closer we move to a digital society. So if you want to sit down after we have given them so much already, and still don't want to heed the call and wake up to the nonsense that is going on. Wake up to the control that is going on. Wake up to the greater control that is coming. I want to wait for. Start transferring your money into assets. Remember, I told you so. Start transferring your money into assets. The banks are not too far from collapsing. The system aren't too far from collapsing the banks to get to usher in their digital society. Be warned. Be aware. Be in the know and be ahead of the enemy. Can't say me never tell her no. There's a nurse or a doctor on the live. Can I eat the hailstone? I used to eat hailstone when I was a child, Elaine, and it never do me anything to me. I've tasted snow before, and it never do me nothing either. So, me don't know. Me not tell you if you got eat it. Me just I tell you that me eat it and it not do me nothing. Right. Over after now. Them ya one ya. Them ya two ya. I hope in a doctor does. The things them we are identify because the Andrew Holness regime did it in 2016 and we don't see the fruit of it. The hope of something them where I work and identify. I hope you plan to do something about it. But for Dr. Brock with NHS, with National Health, the Ministry of Health Bank, you seem to be proud of the fact that the public sector have approximately 100 ventilators. Alia Light, how are you? Colin James. You seem to be proud. Dr. Dawes is saying ventilators are missing. And you say Dr. Dawes to prove it. But you're telling us that we have about 100. You know, shame for talk, sir, across the island. But come to think of the 100 versus one CT scan, that's a long shot, is it not? But don't come out here come talk like say 100 ventilator is enough for a country. That's not even enough for the corporate era, sir. That is not even enough for 2 parish. If our hospital are to be served, remember I don't talk the word here, like a first world economy hospital, then all hospital need to have its apparatus, but we don't have to drive from bumpy road, with 6 self, from Wowoyanda to go all the way over, so just to go do an X-ray or a CT scan. And you don't seem to be ashamed to talk about them something there, Dr. Tufton. But how you feel shame after how much $1 billion is unaccounted for in your department? You can't be ashamed about it. Me don't know them ventilator there, Dr. Tufton will have to tell you and walk and show you them. And if darkens, how are you? Dr. Tufton would have to look for them and show you which part them there. But this Labour government like to tell we things that our people on the ground are not experiencing. Can you give us a breakdown, Dr. Tufton, of the different hospitals across the country that have ventilators and how much ventilators of the 100 is this disbursed? God is real. How are you? To hospitals, Yvonne Riley, across the country. But you say God is real. The doctor them take them out and put in them private practice. Well, if that is so, Dr. Dawes need to have an investigation done and provide proof to the public. Because what we don't want need a Dr. Dawes, Noreen Robinson. We don't want a fraught-mouth politician out here that walk and tell with the things them we probably don't go so. In order to put a narrative out there, what we want, Dr. Dawes, is for you to have some proper investigation done as the spokesman for the People's National Party and Health across the country, and then report back to us, Laurie Gordon, and say, these are my evidence from my investigation. So we can firmly hold the minister to account. Based on our health care, we do believe you, but we're not satisfied of the so-so mouth talk in a public. We want to see substantial work where an investigation was done to show that the minister is lying. You must show, Dr. Dawes, that the minister is lying, because the minister, Dr. Dawes, is daring you to provide proof. The minister is daring you, Dr. Dawes, to provide proof. Therefore, you are under duty to provide proof to the public to say, look, the minister has lied to you once again. There's a massive shortage of ventilator. James, how are you? There's a massive shortage of ventilator. And not just ventilator. A lot of other equipment shortage across the country. These are the work that we want to see the People's National Party members doing. Go around showing the people the service they should have and the lacking in the service they are receiving. We're not here, Dr. Dawes, to play the narrative politics. It's about substantial politics now, Dr. Dawes. These are not the day where we allow enough to play with we and play with emotion. A lot of us in the pack, Dr. Dawes, has arisen from the miry claim of political sleeping. So we are going to look at everything and we are going to see everything. We know Dr. Tufton is a liar, Dr. Dawes. We're aware of that. We know Dr. Tufton is a fraudster. He was the MP for my constituency, and that's how we booted him from Southwest St. Elizabeth. He's a fraudster. He's a cheater. He has done it to his wife, Mrs. Shields. They were quite an established family in St. Elizabeth with business in Black River. So we know who Dr. Tufton is. He was once my MP. We know say him a thief. We know say him a fraudster. We know say him a crook. But what we are demanding from you, Dr. Dawes, as the Minister of Health in waiting, is proof and substance. What we don't want is another Andrew Holness blown narrative with a sweep way off our feet. Sweep way off our feet. Sound good to it. We buy it hook, line, and sinker. And then when we realize that all of the bottom tear out, everything fall out, pan we. That's not what we want, Dr. Dawes. We want substance. So anything you're going to investigate, anything you're going to come out with, Dr. Dawes, we want you to come out with evidence and substance. You see, like when, what's his name? What's the guy in Westmoreland to do with the water issue, the opposition? What a man the name again, Beat and Teach? The opposition one of the opposition in Westmoreland. Oh gosh. You know the man that was exposing them with the water truck and the water drum and them something there, little mat flying up the river rather than taking a boat? But that will Beat and Teach gone. Beat and Teach not there. Beat and Teach with a man the name from Westmoreland. Ian Hills. Thank you very much, Noreen. What we want you to do, thanks Special, thanks Christine. What we want you to do is, thanks Georgette Brown, Donette Hamilton. What we want you to do is do your investigation, Dr. Dawes. Provide us substantive proof. With Dr. Criminal just have to stick him head in a sand like Nigel and can't answer it. But Tufton is quite cocky and brazen like Warrell Reed. So when you go after them sinting you have to come with proof. You have to come with shut them up proof, Dr. Dawes. You understand? When you come after seasoned liar, Dr. Dawes. When you come after seasoned crook, Richard Reed, how you do? When you're coming after seasoned crook and seasoned liars, you have to come good. You can't just come with saucer words so them are cynic, them slippery. Them will whittle out of you quick. So what we want you to do is to do the type of investigation that we saw done by Ian Hills, where him show us the proof. Him not just come and tell we a story. He showed us the proof, Dr. Dawes. These are the things that we want you to do to bring these information forward, highlight these issues, highlight these plights, highlight these lacking in the National Health Service. But we're also charging you as well, Dr. Dawes, that all of these things that you are identifying, that you have identified, that you will identify going forward, we want commitment from you. That when I become the Minister of Health, I'm going to make sure Jamaica have adequate access, Dr. Dawes, to these services. That would be the least that we would be expecting from you. Given your argument, we would expect to have adequate services been put in place in these areas that you are pointing out the lacking or the none thereof. So please, when you come, don't just come with the source of talk. Come with proof. A lot of us out here are going to want to know more. You understand? Don't just come source or so. So be warned next time. All right? And still remember, we want a commitment from you, Dr. Dawes, that when I am the Minister of Health, the problem of Jamaicans suffering from lack of access to, the inaccessibility of good health care, good diagnostic machines and centers, whether it be X-ray, ultrasound, dialysis, MRI, CT scan. Commit to us, Dr. Dawes, that you will see it necessary and do everything that Dr. Dawes can to make sure these services are available across the country and not just in the corporate area. Make it look like Jamaica is the entire Jamaica and just not the corporate area, as how it's been treated by both political parties for many years. That type of development can happen anywhere in Jamaica. Development is not limited to the corporate area and the tourism areas. development can take place across just about any part of Jamaica. We're going to hold your feet to the fire, Dr. Dawes. We're going to hold the entire People's National Party feet to the fire. No more, no. Now come here, come take up 1.7 trillion and just walk off. So, and I come ask me like Warrell Reid, do I not look all right? Do I not have a right to defend Andrew Holness, to come back, to protect me from prosecution? If Andrew and Paul are gone, one of the things me may get in a catawire. So don't ask me if me all right. Look for me and say me all right. You know why you come ask me if me still a member of the Jamaica Labour Party. Who said I've gone anywhere? Who said I've gone anywhere? We're not going to tolerate any more Warrell Reid. We're not going to tolerate any more Andrew Holness. We're not going to tolerate any more Favour Williams. We're not going to tolerate any more Dr. Christopher Tufton and their stealing. Nor are we going to tolerate Dr. Chang and his illegal gun importation into the country. We're just not going to tolerate that. That is what I'm asking for, Colleen. Dr. Dawes needs to bring us data. I don't want to hear fluffing from any politician. Just about any politician can fluff. That is what they're really good at, fluffing, spinning. We want substantial argument and proof, evidence, when you're bringing forth these arguments. So don't just bring them so as a narrative, for them sweet to the mouth and bitter to the belly, Dr. Dawes, as Andrew Holness has done to us. We don't want to sweet to the mouth and bitter to the belly politics. You understand? It is time that we get a piece of the pie now. It is time that some interest and attention is being paid to the 99 forgotten percent, or the 99 downtrodden, overwork percent, who keep all on up in our Jingle Bell society. Ladybug, how you do? Tomorrow, it is Saturday, but we will be broadcasting. It is the call to action protest in Washington tomorrow. My correspondents, my chief North American correspondent and my New York correspondent will be in Washington tomorrow. So, of course, Global Television will be bringing you live coverage from the Washington protest. So we'll start our broadcast around the same, I think, 1, 2 o'clock tomorrow. But be sure we will be bringing the entire demonstration to you tomorrow from Washington. So stay tuned for that. And thank you very much. We need evidence-based equipment and care for a stroke patient. Too many Jamaicans died from stroke. It's to do with the lack of care. We don't have enough physio. We don't have enough physiotherapists that when people have stroke, I'm telling people, physiotherapy really work with stroke, especially mild strokes. My brother can testify to this. I am Roger Forbes, my younger brother. When our mom had her mild strokes in the mid-90s, within weeks, even though walking with a limp, me and my brother have my mother up and running. You know what we used to do a morning time? Because Our mom used to be somebody we go have our sea swim a morning time. So what we had to do then when mother have our strokes, we used to have to go a sea a morning time, catch the water, warm the water, sap the side of her with the seawater that is disabled, and then we ninth her with olive oil, and both of us hold her each side and walk around with her in the morning. And I tell you, that really works. And I see where physiotherapy in this country with a lot of stroke patients has brought them their mobility back, rather than people who just had a stroke and have no form of physiotherapy done. When after they blunder, Mark Vegas and OJLP want meeting with Mark. Tell him no meeting, no. No, him can meet with them, you know. I am not one who... All right, there's certain people I wouldn't get into a debate with just because they're fool and dunce. But as a leader or as a prime minister in waiting, one has to be very tolerant of all the different views. Even Vegas, they will have to entertain to a degree. So there's no problem in having a conversation with Vaz, JLP, or any one of them, but it's about hold on to your point. The issue here is if they are asking for a meeting, it is caving in on them. That is what I would draw from that, because they are the one who started the mystery and the blunder. The history and the blunder. So therefore, if they now wants to have a sit down, it means the backfire has turned around on them. They have not achieved what they had set out to achieve, particularly the dual citizenship or the British passport and the allegiance issue. They have failed miserably on that, because Matthew Smoda is one of the first to have fell under that misery created by Andrew Holness. So, if them are asked for a sit down, it means they have lost the war. The war they have started, they would have lost it. That's why they must seek negotiation. We need protocol and train healthcare professional. Connie James, I don't think that they are not trained and the protocols aren't there. What I think is lacking, not just in our healthcare across Jamaica in many different sectors, is a woeful, terrible customer service. You see, if the customer service and the care for the customer is not there, the protocol wouldn't really matter. The training wouldn't really matter. If the only question is Golden denouncing his British citizenship, then it doesn't make sense to sit down in a meeting. I get that. I get that. I get that. crime parliament not interested in building the Jamaican professional sector. So the biggest issue is in government, the biggest issue we have is lack of integrity. And when there's lack of integrity, a lot of lack come with it, lack of trust, lack of transparency, lack of accountability, and all that others. But broadly across the sectors in Jamaica, whether it be public or private, there is a woeful customer service deficiency, which there's no care show for customer, people, or client. So across any of those sectors, people can discard your humanity, discard that you're there, discard their role and responsibilities. A customer service drive will help to boost up protocol in our society. When you have that customer service drive in you and you're not just there for a salary, you actually doing your job because you love it, it's a different thing to you don't care about the people who you are dealing with. You're just there to do a job. So customer service is one of the big problem. It's more of a problem than protocol and lack of training. When the customer service exists, all of those training and protocols will shine through. The issue we have is, in my view, is a woeful lack in customer service right across our country, whether it be public service or private sector. So thank you all again for being here this evening. I hope you all can join us tomorrow in support of the Washington protest. This has been your channel, the Global Television Group. To those on the X, thank you very much. Those on GTV Group, thank you very much. Those on Global TV Studios, thank you. Those on Facebook, thank you. And to those on the Producer Wayne Global TV channel, thank you all very much for your support this evening and your continuous support. We look forward to see you tomorrow, as well as we are wishing you all a restful, happy, and joyful weekend. Alison Hamilton, how are you doing, my friend? You catch 2 live today. Thank you all very much. Have a great weekend. Join us tomorrow and be back to support us next week. We will see you on the other side of the darkness.